Good morning, students. This is Miss Slaughter, and I'm back with another book to read today. So, today we are going to read Miss Nelson is Missing. Miss Nelson is Missing by Harry Allard and James Marshall. The kids in room 207 were misbehaving again. Spitballs stuck to the ceiling, paper planes whizzed through the air. They were the worst behaved class in the whole school. Look at all of that. They were going crazy. Now settle down, said Miss Nelson in a sweet voice. But the class would not settle down. They whispered and giggled. They squirmed and made faces. Look at them making faces and laughing. They were even rude during story hour. And they always refused to do their lessons. Something will have to be done, said Miss Nelson. The next morning, Miss Nelson did not come to school. Wow, yelled the kids. Now we can really act up. They began to make more spitballs and paper planes today. Let's just be terrible today, they said. And then not so fast, hissed an unpleasant voice. Uh-oh, who do you guys think that unpleasant voice was? They could see Miss Swamp was a real witch. She meant business. Right away, she put them to work, and she loaded them down with homework. Ooh, look at all of that. Oh my goodness. We'll have no story hour today, said Miss Swamp. Keep your mouth shut, said Miss Swamp. Sit perfectly still, said Miss Swamp, and if you misbehave, you will be sorry. Days went by, and there was no sign of Miss Nelson. The kids missed Miss Nelson. Oh, look, now they miss her. Maybe we should try to find her, they said. Some of them went to the police. Detective Mr. McSmog was assigned to the case. He listened to their story. He scratched his chin. He said, I think Miss Nelson is missing. Detective McSmog would not be much help. Other kids went to Miss Nelson's house. The shades were tightly drawn and no one answered the door. In fact, the only person they did see was the wicked Miss Viola Swamp coming up the street. If she sees us, she'll give us more homework. They got away just in time. Maybe something terrible happened to Miss Nelson. Maybe she was gobbled up by a shark, said one of the kids. But that didn't seem likely. Maybe Miss Nelson went to Mars, said another kid, but that also didn't seem likely. I know, exclaimed one know-it-all. Maybe Miss Nelson's car was carried off by a swarm of angry butterflies, but that was also very unlikely. The kids in room 207 became very discouraged. It seemed that Miss Nelson was never coming back, and they would be stuck with Miss Viola Swamp forever. They heard footsteps in the hall. Here comes the witch, they whispered. Hello, children, in a sweet voice. Who could it be? It was Miss Nelson. Did you miss me? She asked. We certainly did, cried all the kids. Where were you? That's my little secret, said Miss Nelson. How about a story hour? Oh, yes, cried the kids. Miss Nelson noticed that during story hour, no one was being rude or silly. What brought about this lovely change? She asked. That's our little secret, said the kids. And there goes Miss Nelson. And they're loving on her because they missed her. P.S. Detective McSmog is working on a new case. He is now looking for Miss Viola Swamp. The end. So, what is one thing that we learned in this story? We noticed that in the beginning of the story, a lot of the students didn't really listen to Miss Nelson. They were misbehaving and they were really rude and very silly. And then when they got a teacher that they didn't like and they realized that they were taking advantage of Mrs. Nelson, when she came back, they were like, oh God, thank God she's back. So, what's something that you noticed? What's something that you actually liked out of this story? And what was the theme of the entire story? And once you think about that, go ahead and read for 10 more minutes. And I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.